Michael Irons in the Great Continent by Nathan Moore. Chapter 13 A Brief Hunt. The man fled through the dense coastal forest, the Chinese pines hazarding his path as much as the uneven pine needle-laden terrain. Hiding behind a protruding stone, several deep breaths were attempted to try and still his ragged gasps and racing heart, so he might glance with the dark eyes behind to perceive whether he was still hunted. Said dark eyes, typical of the region, then grew entirely black, as the demon within employed its own vision to pierce the darkness. Despite this advantage, a distant shadow remained, moving at speed. Rarely in his long years had the demon encountered such persistence. With an utterance of annoyance, the demon began to run its host ragged, pushing its power and speed beyond natural human limitations. Among the demonic forces that persisted within the territory overseen by the Lord of Flies, the rule of chaos reigned supreme. Power was all that mattered, this occasionally tempered by guile and cunning, restricted only by rules set by established powers, and those only if they could be enforced by whichever overlord noticed and deigned to act thereon. It was a long-running anarchy, and what power structures existed were suitably entrenched. As such, direct opposition of a relatively small, outlying human village of rice farmers, while not encouraged, could be overlooked if the appropriate demonic claws were greased. However, this now fleeing demon, while no paragon of power or bravery, was imbued with enough low cunning to guess that such blatant enslavement of a village as he had participated in spoke to a more higher-ranked involvement. And the fact that the powers that be disallowed possession and abuse of the residents thereof all but confirmed greater schemes. Or so he had thought. The sharp crack of a flintlock pistol, its overpowdered ball near splitting a dead tree, sent the demon into a mad duck in response before scrambling back to run at breakneck speed, away as a strange pain radiated from the left shoulder blade of its host body. The shot, while intercepted by the snag, had carried on, the shattered ball and splintered wood peppering his back with vicious shrapnel. Were he human, the impact and pain would have left him stunned and in shock. As it was, the demon leapt forward, host body's eyes black from possession and wide with terror. "Brimstone and pestilence upon you!" the demon spat its impotent curse as he raced. "Have you no heart? Do you truly aim to end the life of the man I occupy?" Another power shot cracked, and the same time the sound reached him, the demon felt the left leg of his host go numb as pain erupted in the upper thigh. To the demon's dread, sensation of pin and needles, numbing yet pointedly agonizing, skittered through his nerves as the host's body went rigid as if in seizure. The silver-infused shot must also have been consecrated and cleansed, for the demon, now taken by terror, could not relinquish his hold on the host and flee. It was trapped. This in itself was not a problem. It could flee once death claimed the body. The issue lay in the fact that the pursuer must want words, and that would likely come with specific torments. As if on cue, a Latin benediction assaulted its senses, and its back bowed almost to breaking as holy water seared it. "How many more?" came a cold voice that seemed to reach him from a great distance. The demon writhed in agony, clutching its face as holy water burned its eyes. "None!" it shrieked, the sound scraping from the host's parched throat, the agony and the holy impelling forcing it to answer honest. "I am the last!" There was a pause, and the demon risked a glance at the tall, dark figure. "How?" the demon risked asking. "How did you even find out about this place?" Michael Irons wrapped the obsidian beads of his ivory rosary around his leather-clad hand and advanced. "Saved a princess. killed an imperial minister, freed a prisoner. Your ilk were the dogs contracted by the minister to threaten the prisoner to keep him in prison to maintain leverage against his bandit king brother, who was the one attempting to kidnap the princess on command of the minister. And you... He extended his hand toward the demon, crucifix dangling from the outstretched limb. You were the only one of your comrades stupid enough to possess one of the villagers, restricting yourself to a mortal coil, thereby tethering yourself within reality. The gloved hand grasped the forehead of its host, pressing the cross against its skull. The demon shrieked with agony as it felt holy fire burn through the veins of the host. All the other demons fled without causing harm to the villagers. But you who so blithely took a sick man and used his body, causing him to die long before I arrived. His provincial life may have been a meager vanity, but it was his. And with holy commands issued while the crucifix burned the demon out, the unclean spirit was sent screaming to the lake of fire. The host, as Irons had known, was long past saving, and had felt nothing of the damage inflicted upon his form. The moment the demon was gone, breathing struggled, then swiftly ceased in a thankfully painless manner. The freed host passed without regaining consciousness. May God extend to you the mercy this world could not.